I wouldn't give it a specific date, but obviously as a sportsman, I'd also like to achieve a milestone like that, so I will definitely be chasing.
The milestone that Ngidi speaks of is that of the world #1 bowler. He's already fulfilled the very first part of that. At age 21, he's just made his test debut, still a newbie to first-class cricket, and had played a handful of matches before he got to don the whites that matter the most to a cricketer. 6 days after making his test debut for South Africa, Ngidi has a man-of-the-match performance under his belt, having started life as a test cricketer with match figures of 7 for something along the lines of nobody cares about the runs he conceded. In the end, he inspired the Proteas to a 135-run victory and a series win against the #1 ranked nation in the world.
To be honest, it's actually difficult to describe. It's not something I'm used to, so every time it really does hit me. You get goosebumps, you get nervous all over again, and that time you're in the middle of a game. But it really is an honor. To have people appreciate the work that you're doing out there. It's hard to describe, but it really is a blessing.
Ngidi is still extremely young in his international career and can remember a time when a certain charismatic Proteas bowler was his hero.
I actually watched a lot of Andre now. I was convinced as a youngster that apparently I had the same bowling action as him, but I realize now, no, that's not true. But yeah, Ntini, Nel, Dale Steyn, obviously, those were my idols that I looked up to.
A young man from KZN now making a home in Gauteng is not an entirely unheard of narrative. Ngidi's story started at Hilton College, where he became the subject of much interest from Northern's cricket. After much trying, one Pierre de Bruin finally got the rising star to leave the coast and head up the N3.
It took him 3 years, actually. Yeah, it took him 3 years. He first arrived in my grade 10 year, and he asked me to come to Tux, and there I wasn't hearing it. But then it became amazing how consistently he'd arrive and keep asking just for me, specifically. So then I thought there might be something behind it, but I wanted to see if he really meant it or not. So, I also kind of played hard to get. So, but eventually, in my matric year, I decided, I wanted to further my studies, and he offered me that opportunity and playing cricket at the same time. And then when I arrived here, I honestly didn't know where it was going to go. I was starting from scratch. So, I just thought, just play, do what you can do and as best as you can. And here I am today.
The Titans' gain has been the Dolphins' loss. There's no doubt that there's going to be plenty more told about Ngidi's story over the coming years. He says he's taking it all in his stride, while having another young but a tad older paceman to learn from certainly helps. The young man in question is currently the #1 bowler in Test cricket.
It did strike me when eventually I was throwing the ball and I knew he was bowling at the other end. But in the moment of the game, I couldn't really say anything, so it was more internal. But it really is a dream come true for me as well to be able to bowl with him, and just to make my Test debut. Having him at the other end as well. He actually has a lot of knowledge, for a youngster as well. He is #1 in the world, so it shows. And yeah, the embrace, it did mean a lot to me as well, because we had been chatting throughout the bowling innings, giving me ideas here and there, and to just see them work out, it really does show that he is a world-class bowler as well.